Now boarding for Rebuild of Joycast, your weekly destination for anime, manga, and more.
Welcome back, everyone, and welcome back, Steena.
Yay!
Making a little bit more time in your schedule to hang out and be just a regular now.
Yes.
Fuck yeah.
So I think that's a plus for all of us. I think we all like this arrangement now.
I enjoy it.
We're gonna try as much as possible.
You should be receiving that bloody autograph soon as well.
I'm
Oh,
so
from Luci Christian?
excited. I'm
Yeah.
gonna frame it. I'm gonna put it above my desk. I'm so stoked, dude.
I mean, in my humble town, we have like a photo shop, and I was walking past and I was like, should I get this framed for Steena so like she doesn't have to like settle with any hassle when it gets there? But it's like just for the card alone, it's like a tenner to send off, and I was like, nah, I'll just send it as is. It's the weight and everything, and it's already like fucking expensive and everything. It's like, do you remember when I first got into Lackadaisy Cats and everything? I did a thing for them where I was like baking cookies, and I did like a raffle for like people to get cookies and stuff.
I
and,
know
like,
this pain.
Yeah. And so I sent off like 5 boxes of goodie bags for this raffle thing, and it was like 30 quid a box that I was sending because it was all just the same stuff.
Shipping will kill you, man.
Fucking,
but
dude.
most crowdfunding for independent projects are purely about shipping things.
Right?
Yup.
It's insane. I was sat there and they were like, well, the man, the post office was like, it's £30 a box, and he like added, I was like, yeah, that's like 130 quid or something, my friend, 100 something quid.
At an old job, I was mailing clothing, and I had a client in Germany that it was like $30 postage for something that weighed like a pound. It was insane. It was so crazy, dude. Shipping overseas right now.
Yeah, so guys, we're at the tail end of the. I blinked, and the fall anime season is beginning to wrap up.
I know, isn't that nuts?
But for some, it's not. Quite interestingly, something that was just made to my attention over the past 2 weeks. So we took a week off. So I wanted to talk about it last week. So my favorite anime this season has been Golden Kamuy. It always is.
Surprising no one, yeah.
I love that. I love that anime. It's a jobber production, but it's a great story. And even for a jobber production, they very much love the material, and they're having a good time with it. Unfortunately, there has not been any new episodes since episode 6.
Oh.
We're a few weeks out. And I know 1 week we were missing. I'm like, okay, maybe it's a holiday. Week number 2, still not there. What? Week number 3, still missing. What happened? So apparently somebody very important in production suddenly died.
Oh, man.
And so initially they took a week off out of respect. But now it has come to everyone's attention that without this part, they have not said who it was, but without them, they just can't continue production.
That makes perfect sense to me.
They were that important that now they are hapless. They're like, we don't know what to do. They now need to go through a rehiring process.
The one guy who knew how to
positions. And so this is the shit I'm talking about, where I talk about how I'm so worried about Chainsaw Man. And you're seeing this ripple effect already happening across. The bubble has already burst in the anime industry. There are not enough animators, like not just animators, but just across the production board positions. There just isn't enough to keep up with the demand.
Yeah.
Everyone is spread too thin, and now this season is going to be the season where we had such a great start. This season was stacked, and now we are watching some huge productions just fall apart in real time. See, remember the Isekai Uncle anime?
Yeah.
That stopped.
It died.
It
Dead in the water
production
mid-season.
Dead in water.
Ooh.
Because they were on such a razor's
Isekai
edge.
Uncle anime?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which was it's a very interesting show. It's very funny. I liked it.
Oh, I know the one. That actually looked kind of fucking
Yeah, but
funny,
it's very wholesome
actually.
and funny, and
It's sweet.
I like it. But it's just done. Like we don't know when it's coming back because the scheduling. Because they fly. These productions fly by the seat of their pants.
Yeah.
So basically, voice actors are contracted. Basically, they animate this. People are so strict in the English dubbing industry. We are so strict when it comes to lip flapping. Like, you've got a voice with the lip flaps, and sometimes
which is why everyone over-enunciated for 50 years.
we over-enunciate, and sometimes we pause because we have to fit the lip flaps because the voice stops.
Yeah.
Japan doesn't give a fuck about that.
Well, no, because they're recording first, right?
No, they don't record first. They animate and then they
animate
record.
The flaps and they have to do the same thing? That's my question.
Yeah.
No. Well, they have a very base. They have like animatics essentially, and it's just like you have to like they still have a timing to stick to, and they'll like sort out the lip flaps afterwards. It's why it's a little bit.
And that's why people get mad why it sounds janky. It's like, this is because this is why.
Yeah.
I've been impressed with the quality of scripting lately, though. Like, even though
scripting has been great.
Yeah, like I caught up on some anime. Every season, I get so excited. I start a bunch of new ones. I'm like, I'm so excited to not be behind. And then 3 weeks in, I'm like, I'm fucking behind on everything again. But
we are beside the point. So we're beside the point. So with Isekai Uncle, voice actors need work. They need constant work. So they're sitting there and going, all right, I'm not doing my recordings for Isekai Uncle this week. I had to do something else. And then suddenly they go, oh, no, we have the footage. And that voice actor goes, sorry, I'm doing other isekai. I'm doing fucking slime adventure.
Doing an isekai with a grosser
I'm doing the
protagonist.
latest incest in isekai slavery adventure. Sorry, I can't come in today. So that delays things. And so they're in delays. Animators have contracts. They get paid fucking beans.
Yeah.
Like nothing.
It's always been
so
that
they
way,
have to
too.
constantly find work. There's a director. So apparently what's going on right now, there was a director for a particular episode. He shows up to work. There's no animators. And he's like, I'm supposed to be directing this episode. I gave up work on much, honestly, more prolific anime to come here and do this episode. And you're telling me I have no animators for this project? Middle fingers up. Sorry, I'm out of here. So not only do they not have fucking animators, they don't have directors, they don't have nothing. People have apparently just abandoned this fucking anime.
That is a disaster.
This was a House of Cards situation where something went wrong in timing, and now so-and-so hasn't shown up, and his animators haven't shown up, so now he's pissed not showing up, and the voice actors are doing other projects. No one is showing up.
No one's in that office.
This is completely falling apart. Pokemon.
Is the same thing?
Oriental Light and Magic is one of the most prolific animation studios. High quality. Amazing. Pokemon Company gives them no fucking margin for error. They are so strict on timing, and if you just miss one thing, it falls apart. This current arc, the Grand Masters Tournament, brought me back into the series, was so awesome, and it fell the fuck apart. It was supposed to be the amazing fucking arc, and they had to relegate to fucking basic filler and recap episodes.
Oh my god.
And they had to cut a lot. And now, right now, they have not announced a new anime. The Pokemon anime, the classic anime as you know it, might be done.
That blows my
As of next
mind.
week. Next week, there's one more episode, and it might be all over.
Have we reached the end of Pokemon?
I mean, that being said, though,
Holy shit.
there's side projects with other studios, those YouTube miniseries and stuff.
Yeah, whatever, but that's not...
That will continue on, most likely. But if we're talking about the ongoing, that's been going
Yeah.
on for over 20 years.
Well, they finally let Ash beat the league,
Yes,
right?
exactly.
Yeah,
And that's why.
Oh!
That's
Ash
why.
is the champion. 20 years
Holy
on,
shit.
he's finally
It might
he
be
finally
literally
won.
the next episode is titled Pokemon, I'm Glad I Chose You.
Oh,
It's
fuck.
probably
Oh my
all
God.
over. It might be all
Holy
fucking
shit.
over.
Holy shit.
And so, and another interesting thing was because, so when people were doing the Pokemon Scarlet and Violet leaks,
Yeah.
they went through the entire fucking ledger. That's the reason why Gimme Ghoul was was revealed early. Because they went through the Pokemon Go data.
Yeah.
They mined every little piece of data, and they found that there is no new anime in production right now.
That
Oriental
is-
Light and Magic is putting their fucking hands up and going, fuck you, Pokemon Company, we're done.
Wow.
We can't do this anymore.
Wow.
And Pokemon Company's going, there's a new Scarlet and Violet anime out. You need to have your Scarlet and Violet anime tie-in ready by next week. And Oriental Light and Magic's going,
No.
nope. We will take the penalty, whatever you're going to charge
I'm
us
good.
for walking away. We might be walking away. This is all speculation, but there is no ledger. We
Workers' rights movement in Japan. Fuck it
There's
up.
nothing happening right now. Like, literally, there's no Scarlet Violet new anime in production. If it is, it must be a new studio. It's not, or it's Oriental magic has nothing going on.
Like,
with
the
that.
mistreatment that happened already is disgusting, but this is so encouraging for, like, the change
Except
in
it's
Japan's
not.
work culture. It is, because people are willing to stand up and say, fuck you. That
It's
never
not.
happened
It's
in the
not
80s and
standing up.
90s.
This is no one has shown up to work
Exactly. It's quiet resignation.
because they're elsewhere. Like,
I have a
basically
question.
they're going,
I have a
oh,
question.
No, I need
Serious
to work
question.
elsewhere.
Do they outsource to China a lot?
Oh yeah, I mean, they outsource everywhere. But Val, we.
Look, I'm just gonna say, like, it is actually like going off in China right now.
Maybe if we're talking about specifically Chinese anime and Korean anime, yes, they're going nuts right now. But
No, I know. I just mean like in general, like they are like exploding. Like the people are fucking pissed off about the way the
Yes.
country's been run. So that might have a heavy fucking hand in what's actually going on.
Oh yeah, no, absolutely.
The
No, again,
turmoil, yeah.
House of Cards. Everything is going wrong at once. This is so when I was talking shit about the Chainsaw Man anime, this is what I'm talking about. These are things I cannot publicly say because I got my intel from Crunchyroll. So out of respect, I can't talk about it publicly. But all of your favorite anime right now, guys, is on a fucking tightrope right now. And Golden Kamuy is not in production right now. Isekai Uncle, I don't think is coming back. Pokemon anime is done. You're watching it.
I'm sorry, we're lumping that in with all this other shit. That is insane. That is so crazy.
I'd be
That is
happy
one
if
of the most
Pokemon ended, to be
iconic-
honest.
Yeah, no, I
what
think
I'm
it's
saying is,
well,
you always think it's the end of an era. You
Yes.
think of Pokemon as one of those things that just always happens.
it just
every
keeps
single
going.
year.
It just keeps going.
It's
going.
done.
I'm a fucking
We are
Digimon fan. I had to deal with that
we are
shit
in our
being
late
over for
20s, early
years.
30s.
I'm glad Pokemon fans.
Digimon does like their seasons. They do like 52 episodes.
Yeah,
they
exactly.
reach syndication and they go, all right, new series. And they'll,
New
and they'll shift
series, new
studios.
concept,
So hold on,
Appley
hold on.
monsters, not even Digimon.
Even if you're not a fucking fan of the franchise,
Oh, yeah,
again,
no, it
like
has
that is a
the zeitgeist.
historical event.
Well, specifically
Yeah, no, the
the
cultural
anime.
zeitgeist.
World we're
Specifically
entering.
the anime. It's just like, wow. But and again, there are other studios. They have other projects. Like I said, the YouTube series are popping off, and I
Mm-hmm.
think even Pokemon companies going, you know what? Fuck this ongoing anime
Yeah.
shit. These YouTube videos are even cheaper to produce. They're less commitments, and I think that's what they're moving towards.
I'm just saying, all I'm saying is, right, like, Pokemon not coming out on a consistent basis is not a disaster, but in terms
Oh, no,
of
of
how
course not.
fucking weird it's gonna be.
It's an
hang on,
institution.
hang on,
It's an
hang on.
institution, yes.
In terms of how weird it's gonna be to adjust to, this is to me like if suddenly I woke up one morning and the sun just didn't come up.
Steena
You
can
know,
no
I know it's
longer
the worst
wake
in the world
up
that
with her
happens, but
Captain
every
Crunch
morning of my
and watch
life-
fucking Pokemon every morning.
Every morning of my life, the sun has come out, and every year of my life since I've been a conscious human being with memories, there's been a new Pokemon. And now that's changing. I don't know, the games I'm sure will continue, maybe, because they seem to be grabbing onto something interesting and new, but to not have the anime blows my mind. Like, I am freaking out about this new era, you know? I don't know. Maybe it's a bigger deal to me, but I just...
Oh, no, I get it.
The pessimist in me, the optimistic pessimist in me says, there's a new studio.
And they're just being...
It's
Look,
gonna be
look,
bad.
I get it, Steena. I
Oriental
pull
Light
you,
Magic
I pull
has
you into my
designed a
arms,
new
Steena.
team.
I give you a hug. I understand. One of your Horcruxes of your childhood has died.
I know, I'm getting old.
I know. I'm sorry for that Harry Potter reference.
Last night, I'm like, I have back pain. I am not stoked on Thanksgiving. Like, I'm getting so old. I'm gonna be ancient.
No, I agree with you. It is weird. I remember being a kid and watching the fucking, I don't know, the Pokemon special where Pikachu gets lost in the woods or something with a Volbeat
yeah.
or something. Like, here's the thing. I shit on Pokemon. I have been one of the people, like, looking at all the, like, what was that, you posted a picture of your dog in Pokemon or something. I don't even know what the fuck
Not
it's
my
called.
dog, but a dog Pokemon.
A
yeah.
dog Pokemon. And I was just looking. Can I be honest, by the way, about the Pokemon game? Just a second.
No.
There was a
We
time.
want to talk about that, so yeah.
I do. I just want to say, there was a time where I fucking knew what a Pokemon was, even if I wasn't, like, playing the games. I don't know what the fuck I'm looking at
Yes.
anymore. But me and Ivan have had this
culturally-
conversation.
Well, the designs have changed.
I know,
Designs have
but it is.
changed.
I know, but it hurts me on a level because I'm
There's
like.
also, like, 1,000 now. So
Exactly. I
Yeah,
simply.
there's 1,000 of them, and about a quarter of them now are assigned to a very radical new design philosophy.
Yeah.
It's not bad. I actually I like Gen 9 actually.
We spoke about it the other day, I think,
Yeah, we
Ivan,
did.
and it's just like, there was a point where even as a kid, if I was rolling on the internet and I just saw a random picture of something, I would immediately be able to go, that is a fucking Pokemon.
Yeah.
But it feels like, I'm just saying, this is just my opinion, the design philosophy is too spread out among different artists, I
Yeah,
think,
that's
and
what I know.
it's just
Radical
hard to tell what the...
change.
You're right, no change, but it's also been spread out. He is correct.
Yeah.
Because I just beat
Yeah.
the game. I beat it in less than a week. This is the fastest I've ever beat a Pokemon.
You beat it in 3 days.
The largest Pokemon, clearly the biggest Pokemon game ever made.
Amazing.
And I beat it within days. I loved it that much.
So good.
Performs like
glad
shit.
you did.
Garbage, embarrassing. But goddamn, it's so much fun. But what I want, back on topic. So in the credits, there are like 15 people designing the Pokemon right now.
I want to say, though, there's a bitch in that
James
team.
Turner, I recognize. I think is his name.
There's a bitch on that team who I vibe with so hard because I was telling Ivan this, and I come on, like, every time I'm on, I'm like, this is the most shoujo thing that's ever happened. But some of the Pokemon in this new generation are so hardcore fucking shoujo. Like, Espathra is 1000%. Like,
How
she's got
do I
this little
spell that?
can dress. I think it's
Espathra.
Espathra.
Espartha.
Espartha?
It's
Just, it's
It's
an
an
ostrich.
Espathra.
But yeah, like,
Okay, I'm looking at it.
it's so girly. They have, there's like this one called Tinkatink or something.
Tinkaton.
Tinkaton. Yeah.
I'm starting to turn around. That's my least favorite one. But based on the lore of the character and
Yeah.
the way that the audience perceives it, I am quite a fan of.
The lore is great. I love the girl power. It's just someone on that team has shoujo trash background, and I'm like so stoked on
No,
these
but what's
designs.
going on? Because
I'm good. Ivan will agree with me. That looks like a fucking
Yes.
Digimon.
No,
Oh, yeah,
that-
he doesn't-
It doesn't. To me, it does not register as a Pokemon. That was my issue. It does not register as a Pokemon. It's too bright. It's obnoxiously bright. It's an
But
obnoxious
as a
color.
creature and a design.
And it's very abstract. I don't like abstract. I
know.
liked when Pokemon were creatures called
She's
Pokemon.
a fairy. It's actually, hang on, I want to back this up.
No.
a bit.
Let me finish.
Okay.
Then suddenly, over the years, it became animals that happened to be called Pokemon.
Yes.
I was okay with this. Since, basically, we started to transition to this from Gen 7, which I liked. Gen 8 is where we firmly established that now we make these very abstract designs into creatures called Pokemon.
I don't know if I agree
It's
with...
not bad. It's not bad.
No, I understand.
It's something I
understand.
don't prefer.
Just because I disagree doesn't mean I'm saying, like, that sucks.
I know
But
what Tinkaton is.
No, but what I'm saying is, like, you talked about the lore, and I think that that's something that definitely... I wouldn't call it abstract just because it's based on Celtic mythology.
Well, no, it's not abstract. It's the fact that Tinkaton is like shapes. It's shapes and colors.
It's rocks that are
That makes
animated with land spirits. Like, it's not just shapes and colors, she's a fairy type for a reason.
and
It's-
it doesn't
it's
like
from
like
Pictish
yeah.
folklore.
And I've been I've been looking. No,
I
and you
would-
were
you know,
correct. You are correct.
Yeah.
It's just
I just don't think it's abstract. It's a golem.
It's a very roundabout argument, and I hate this because I hate
It's
this.
just
no,
a
no, no,
golem.
no,
Don't
I
hate
hate
it.
that. No. I'm saying I hate this particular argument I'm about to bring up.
Yeah, okay.
And that's
Yeah.
something that came up during Gen 5. Arguably, objectively, probably the best, most consistent, all-around best generation of Pokemon. 5. It's not my
Yeah.
personal favorite.
No,
But
mine
objectively, that is the best generation
Where
of
they were
Pokemon.
making like ice cream and
And
object
yes,
Pokemon, right?
You said it. And people hated on this gen purely on the new Pokemon, which nowadays we adore. We retroactively adore.
Nah.
And it's the fact that now we are making objects into Pokemon. And at least with the ice cream and the trash bag, I got it. And years from now, and again, I'm already warming up to Tinkaton. I already am.
Yeah,
I generally like all of these designs.
Again, it's my Irish-loving, Celtic-loving,
Yes. I
do
Pictish
not.
loving
And you are
folklore.
right. Like,
That's my
you've
shit.
hit it. You've nailed exactly what this thing is, and that's what I like about it.
Shoujo plus old school mythology.
But it's
delicious.
the fact that I can barely even register the rocks to begin with because they're so bright pink.
That's fair.
Is
yeah.
this rock? Is this fucking gunk? Is this just shapes? There's too
It's
many.
girly, so
there's
they wanted
too much.
to appeal to a feminine
There's
audience.
You're
They could've
taking
made it like
you're
rock
taking
salt, though.
wads of fucking paint and you're throwing it on a fucking
Yeah.
canvas. And it's
Okay,
and
so
it's
that-
great.
I
It's
don't
creating a
think-
shape, but it doesn't immediately register what the fuck it is.
You could have.
I mean, you're not saying that like Pokemon has never appealed to a female audience, obviously.
No,
No.
obviously.
No.
Half the audience, it's done pretty well 50-50, even when it was more marketed to boys. But, like, I think they wanted to make it pink because they were like, this one's just for the girls. And I'm like, you could have done light pink and made a different...
I don't think it's just for the
Well, no,
girls.
like,
I think it evokes like the hammer, the
Yes.
Pico hammer kind of culture. the big hammer fucking
Yeah,
thing
I
you
get
see.
that. It's Amy
a trope.
Rose.
It's a trope.
But that's the point. They could have made her like less obnoxious visually, what I'm saying, by like making her technically the rock salt Pokemon and then doing some other shit for Knackley. Knackley is one of my least favorite designs. In the
He
game.
didn't get to me at first, and I look at this. When I first saw him, I said,
She
"Look at
still
these!
could've been pink.
Look at these
Blonde.
Minecraft-looking motherfuckers."
Yeah, I don't like him.
But his final Evo, if you really look at his final Evo,
I haven't seen it yet, to
He
be
has
fair.
layers of salt. He's kind of like Crustle,
Oh.
where he's like layers, but it's salt at the bottom. And the lore is like the fact that he's walking and scraping salt along the road. He's salting.
That's
he's salt of the
interesting.
earth. He's salting the path. And Pokemon follow him and lick the fucking ground he walks on.
That's awesome.
I like it. It's very Minecraft, but again, like at least that kind of abstract because he's layers of salt. Like
it
he's-
explains his role in the ecosystem.
I recognize
Can I ask
him
a question
easier
about
than
this Tinkaton?
yeah.
Can I ask a question about Tinkaton? How do you evolve it?
I don't know yet.
I would say
I
I haven't done it yet.
assume leveling.
I have one on
Do
my
you
team.
have? Is it just level up? Because I'm gonna be honest, I've always had an issue with Pokemon that have objects just built into their design naturally, and I'd really prefer if it was something like you have to actually like
Find the object.
item, find an item to give them
Yeah.
that
Like Cubone in the
object
skull.
or something within their design. But I fucking hate it. I look at it. I'm looking at Tinkerton. I am just like, fair enough, you like it, Steena, but I'm just like, where the fuck does the hammer come in? Why do you have a hammer? Why does it
It's a
evolve with
tool
you and
user,
everything?
Like an ape.
Yeah, I guess. but I'm
Like,
just
clearly,
As we evolved, we started using
So
tools.
Steena brought up the lore, the fairy lore. To me, that thing is a caveman. It looks like a. It evokes a
You
caveman.
can be both.
Yeah, exactly. It's a
Yeah.
lot. It's so many things. And
It has a lot going on.
And that's the issue. There's so much going on. It's difficult to recognize one thing. It's hard to
Tinkerton
recognize
is our.
But that's what I kind of like.
Tinkerton
There's
is
too
the
much
missing
happening.
link. Tinkerton
I
is the
just
missing
feel
link in the
like-
evolutionary chart.
Yeah, I feel like though, I think, and this will probably be the last thing I say on this, but like as far as having a lot going on, I think that my main complaint with animals that happen to be called Pokemon is it's like it's boring to me. It's boring. I'm like,
Yeah,
you could do better, you
I
could be
like
more
creatures
creative.
called Pokemon.
I get
It's
that.
so transformative.
I like
you know?
creatures
and that's
called
why I
Pokemon
think
as
we're
well.
headed back to a more what's the word? Traditional Pokemon design philosophy. Even if we can't quite see it, you know.
Who is that Mega Man.exe motherfucker with the swords?
Sword Ceruledge. Cool, right?
No.
Yeah,
That
I
is
like
that its
him a
name?
lot.
I thought that was a different Pokemon.
There's two different ones.
Yeah,
right?
there's their version exclusives. There's Ceruledge and Armor.
No, I know those diversion exclusives. Just that Ceruledge sounds like. No, I'm thinking about Aegis Slash. I'm thinking about Aegis Slash.
Oh
Yeah.
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 Oh,
I
that's the
don't.
one you mean to
I
be
don't know.
thinking of right now?
I fucking hate these just dudes. I'm
You
looking
say that,
Well,
but
so does
like,
Ivan,
but
actually.
like me too. But like again, Pokemon has been around so long, and enough of these fuckers have been around. They just exist. All right, they just exist. We gotta get over it. all
I
right?
know,
That's been
but I just
Pokemon
hate
since
them.
Gen 3.
Just
It
because
takes
there's
the
no
Ceruledge.
evil animals in our animal
Gen
kingdom.
3, another objectively great fucking generation. This has existed longer than like longer than most gens have been around. So get over it.
I just.
I don't like it either, but we have to get over it.
I just look at Ceruledge though, and I'm just like, why the fuck aren't you just your own franchise? These designs are fucking great.
Because
just
Game
make.
Freak's not allowed to. Game Freak's makes like occasionally they
They
sneak
made
in a
Little
mobile
Town
game.
Hero, and then
Yeah,
Pokemon
they
come.
occasionally sneak something through, but they rarely get an opportunity.
Well, and again, it's also been such a long franchise. Eventually, you're gonna have to move away from. With so many artists in the mix over the lifetime of this series, of course things are gonna start looking a little different.
But
and
but
wonky,
things
you
like
know?
Ceruledge, I'm sorry, there's so many since Gen 3. I'm even thinking about Gen.
I mean, it's
2.
God of War. Yeah.
Yeah.
Two.
Like Scissor starts getting close. Not really, but Gen 3 definitely. Like Blaziken, Gardevoir. This is when this shit started, and that
It
was
is.
a great gen. This has been here long enough. We just have to
We just have to
accept
deal with
that.
it.
Yeah.
People are always gonna want to fuck it if it stands on two legs. We just have to deal with
That being said, I don't like that with the stars. These are my least favorite starters.
I
ever.
know. You know who I hate though? Delphox. I don't think it's worse than Delphox.
Yeah, Delphox is the old time one.
Delphox does
fucking
suck.
sucks.
I went with
Especially the middle
Froakie.
evolution.
Froakie
Yeah.
was fucking dope. I loved Froakie.
Froakie's
But
great.
Froakie-
But I think I've spoken
Just-
many times about how X and Y was like the game that like killed the Pokemon franchise for me.
It didn't kill it, but it demonstrated
For me,
just
for
like,
me, it killed
Yeah,
it.
for
Yeah.
you. But that was the breaking point. Like that was the most incomplete. I've watched a lot of retrospectives have come out recently. I've talked about this on the podcast and on streams.
Where they praise X and Y.
X and Y was done dirty. There was a lot of greatness in there that you can pull out, but Game Freak just did not have the time.
I'm still pissed off about Sword and Shield, to be honest, because I was genuinely excited for a UK-inspired Pokemon game.
So. We just finished we did a Nuzlocke challenge called Chess Lock.
I saw that, yes.
When we are forced to really think about party composition in the way that Chess Lock forces that, Sword and Shield is a very fun game.
Yeah.
I'm glad.
Here's the thing.
We finished that right before Scarlet and Violet came out, and so I have a very fresh perspective on Sword and Shield. Those were perfectly fine games.
Yeah.
Were they a true console Pokemon game?
No.
Fuck no. That shit could have been on the DS.
Yep.
Here's the thing. When I was playing on my emulator, because I told you about it, I was just I've got it on an emulator. I wasn't gonna pay for it, Ivan. I wasn't gonna fucking buy it, especially in the condition it's in. Not me personally.
Is it morally correct to pirate? Yes, but when the game is not available, like emulate games that are not available anymore.
I get that, but I'm also like, if something is...
Because I want to support
Gen
this
7,
so it doesn't die.
Gen 7 and below, emulate the fuck away. I don't care.
If it makes you feel better, I played...
But 8, 9 right now, you can buy those. You can buy that for like $10 at GameStop.
If it makes you feel better, in all fairness, I played it for half an hour, didn't even get past the intro, and I deleted it out of disinterest.
I guess that's some consolation, yeah.
Out of respect, or because you just don't like Pokemon, alright?
Well, here's the thing. I don't even hate Pokemon. Whenever I try to do a Nuzlocke, I get really into it. I like
Nuzlocking is so much fun.
Nuzlocking is
if you put the right limitations on yourself,
I am obsessed with Nuzlocking. That's literally my favorite thing to do in gaming.
I got a shiny Zubat on one of my first Nuzlocks, and it fucking... I was just there. I fucking love it. I've never gotten past Morty in Heart Gold. He kicks my ass every fucking time.
He's a run killer.
I love Morty. I love Morty's updated design and everything.
Yes. Oh yeah, that's such a you design too.
He fucking rocks. I love him. But no, I do not hate Pokemon. I simply look at it and I am very critical of it because I hang out with fucking Jax, who is constantly hitting me with, it's the most successful franchise in the fucking world. Why isn't it better than it is? And I agree with
those
him.
People, again, those people don't understand. So let's put it up for posterity right here on this podcast because we know why this goes. The Pokemon Company, Game Freak, and Nintendo are 3 completely separate
different companies, yeah.
That all make separate incomes and all do different things. Nintendo is simply the distributor.
In all fairness, he does understand this, and he even he even talks about how he would be fine if they even went back to using just HD sprite work.
I want the audience to understand this.
Oh yeah.
The fact of the matter is, Pokemon could go to other consoles if they wanted to, and other companies, but nobody wants to touch that shit. It's like Toei. The Toei situation with anime dubbing company, English dubbing companies. Nobody wants to fucking touch that grenade.
Well, and to rewind real quick to what you said, Val, about your guy being like, it's the most successful franchise in the world, why isn't it better? Here's the reason. It cannot possibly be overstated the impact that this entire franchise had on our entire generation.
Exactly.
It was everywhere.
No, it cannot.
You knew it even if you didn't watch. You probably played the Card game at a minimum. And
it is the video game equivalent of Dragon Ball Z.
Not even the video game. It's everything.
It surpasses Dragon Ball Z.
Culturally, in the 90s, you could not be a kid and not know Pokemon.
You couldn't be an adult. You could not be an adult and not know what it fucking was.
Yeah. Like if you started college,
my mom,
that was
when
the
I was a
common
kid,
ground.
could name every single Pokemon because we talked about it so much.
Exactly. And that's
in
the
Gen
whole
1
thing.
at the time.
That has not been seen with any other franchise under the sun with American children, especially for so many generations.
Mediums, yes, but a singular franchise on a global scale, not even Marvel can touch that.
Not even close. This has shaped our world, and that's when I talk about it possibly ending.
So, yeah.
And it being so successful in spite of underperformance.
So going back to the 3 different companies. So Game Freak makes the games. The Pokemon Company is a licensor. They make all the money, so you're like, well, Game Freak makes so much money. Why not better? Game Freak don't make that money.
Yep.
Game Freak is contracted by Pokemon Company.
Sometimes Game Freak has to spend
They
the
get,
money.
they get Pokemon Company gives Game Freak a flat limit and goes, "That's your budget for this game." But more importantly, this is your time budget.
Yeah, I was
That's
about
all
to
you
say.
get. No
and that's
Christmas
all
bonuses,
profit for them.
motherfucker.
That's all profit,
Yep.
pretty much. Like, it's insane.
And that's still a lot for Game Freak, but they got to meet their deadlines.
Exactly.
So basically it's the Pokemon Company and then it's Nintendo. Nintendo basically it's this chain of command between 3 different companies that deserve each other.
Right, exactly.
3 clusterfucks, fucking franchise juggernauts that deserve each other and can only exist on the same plane of existence. Other companies cannot comprehend the alien language that these 3 different companies speak to each other.
Well,
And sometimes even they 3 cannot understand each other.
And taken all together, I think the other thing about that we need to keep in mind here, like from the most recent game, fucking best Pokemon game possibly ever.
Which, the Scarlet Violet?
Yes.
Oh, and guess what?
Amazing.
And you want to go by pure numbers? Guess how much it sold in 3 days?
How much?
10 million copies. It is the most successful game Nintendo has ever sold.
And it ought to be. Like, people talk
Like,
about
and
it
within
That
three,
makes me
in
so
3 days,
angry.
it's the most successful
There are
game Nintendo
updates.
has ever fucking published.
Listen, it's
And
just
so,
the
by that
function-
proximity, most successful thing Pokemon companies produce, most successful thing Game Freak has ever produced, and it runs like shit. They are never going to patch this shit.
But hang on. To back it up a second, too, though.
They don't have to.
Yes, exactly. Like, the thing is, should it be that way? No. Is it that way for a very good reason that can't currently be repaired? Also, probably.
It can be repaired. It absolutely can
But
be
hang on.
repaired.
Budget-wise, I highly doubt it.
Pull up
Even
that
for
fucking
Game Freak. But here's the thing.
It's on Game Freak. It's on Game Freak to fix it. But guess what? Game Freak's budget is already gone.
Yes, they spent their budget making
They
the
don't
game.
make this
Unless
money.
the Pokemon Company prioritizes it, which they won't, because they've already made their money.
Because guess what the Pokemon company's busy doing right now? Trying to get the next anime going.
Exactly.
They're
Now,
not
hang on,
thinking
though.
about the games.
Here's the other thing, though. The quality of the thing is, with Pokemon, we played that shit on a brick in the 90s. This is not much different in my mind as far as function goes. The game still works even if it's laggy in some spots, and they finally stopped dicking around with not writing a fucking story and just being like, look, in 3D environments to explore. They're like, this is immersive now. You give a shit about the story now, because
No, I go back to Gen 5. Gen 5 story is fucking great. They gave a
Yes.
fuck about the story. And Arceus Legends, even though as stupid as that story is stupid,
Yeah.
but it's stupid in the way that the Sonic franchise tries.
But there is so much
Oh,
going on
yeah,
in the
no,
story.
Frontiers
The characters
looks-
are all incredible. Like, every single one of these characters is incredibly lovable and not forgettable. Like,
Well, in
the gym
Pokemon.
leaders in Gen 8, completely, I don't give a fuck. I don't remember most of them, except for the memes, like Feet, for, what is it, Bay? But at any rate,
Whoa. We're talking designs, because I'm gonna say it. I
Not
did
just
not,
designs,
I did not,
personalities.
We're
These
talking about
gym
writing.
leaders-
We're talking about writing now.
as
because
far as
I
the
admittedly
writing of those
remember.
characters,
Okay, who do I remember in fucking Sword and Shield? Obviously, Nessa, Raihan, big buff grass dude,
Yeah.
the fucking coach guy,
But
old
personality
lady.
wise-
Those gym leaders are fucking great.
Visually.
But you
Those
meet
were
them
peak
for
designs.
like you meet them for such a they have such a short impact. Their designs are cool, but
Oh, yeah.
they're also limited to their gimmick.
And they
all
have-
have a universal gimmick, whereas in
That's because it was just a
Scarlet
bad game in that regard. It just didn't fucking let you enjoy anything long enough. That's
Yeah,
why
yeah,
it was
'cause
bad.
the story was like
because
nothing.
it's tight. Everything about Sword and Shield is so tightly budgeted.
The story is nothing, and I don't give a fuck about any of those characters. They're
That's
fun
fair.
to look at, but I don't give a shit.
I don't think it's nothing. I just think like it's limited. It's like oh,
Compared
this
to
is,
what we now
this is-
know they can deliver, it's nothing.
Like they keep a tight lid. They go, okay, we're gonna give you this much, and like, oh my god, I like what you're showing me. Why can't you show me more?
yes.
I honestly,
now we
at
have
this point,
characters that have potential to be
Because you
iconic.
could, and they won't.
I
'Cause they're
really
like,
just think
their
we
time and
should
their
go
money
back
is so
to-
tight.
it sucks as well. Did either of you play fucking Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl or whatever?
Yes.
Yeah.
Those
How-
are objectively, they're not as bad as people say, but philosophically, yes, they are the worst games ever
Like
produced.
I really
From that
just
franchise.
think Game Freak, like my fucking friend said, should just go back to using fucking HD sprites and everything because that's
No,
what
I
they're
agree.
fucking
No,
good
I
with.
agree. I like that top down. Like, I was disappointed because I don't like Brilliant Diamond Control. I like Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire.
Yes.
I think
Yes.
the difficulty curve is brain dead, and that fucking ruins the whole experience.
Hmm.
But my god, that's the best the series ever looked.
Mm-hmm.
If they
Yeah.
they should keep like going on that. But unfortunately now, they've introduced this whole open world perspective, and now I'm hooked on that.
Yeah,
we can't
I
go
love
back.
It.
You
I
can't
want
go back.
to see them improve it. That's
Do
it.
you like games? Steena, do you like games or do you just like specific games?
I like games.
I like specific games.
Okay, no,
Steena's a gamer. I'm more.
I want to trap you in a fucking basement, Steena, and make you play Elden Ring to completion.
No, I'm not doing it.
Do it.
No, I won't. Especially because you said trapped in a basement. Now I'm sus. I'm suspicious. You're sus.
You need to
But-
fucking play Elden Ring. That is a quality
Elden
fucking
Ring's
game.
pretty
And it
cool.
pisses me off
I
because
know,
shit like
but
God
I
of
never
War.
Love
have
it.
time
God of
to
War and
do
shit is
this.
selling like 50 million fucking copies, and that game looks like ass to me. It's so fucking handholdy. And Lydia,
I just don't give a
fucking
shit.
hate it.
I just don't give a single shit what a game looks like. Everyone is like,
Oh,
oh,
no,
the
it doesn't have to look
graphics
good.
are so slow and boxy and
Yeah, but
bad.
Elden Ring is actually like probably like the most fully realized fucking Souls game.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah,
Put
and
to
I
paper.
didn't like the Souls games.
Yeah,
I
see,
hate
I don't-
them.
I
Steena,
like
Steena,
Souls
if
games,
you
that's
like
why I
if you
don't
like
play.
Celtic shit and like mythological stuff and lore and everything,
I do,
you would
but will I
fucking love
enjoy
Elden
playing
Ring.
it? Will the experience actually be fun?
To play.
Because that's the thing about video games. People get one part right, you need to get all of them right. The UI needs to be intuitive. The gameplay needs to be engaging. The story,
What do you mean by
believe it or
intuitive,
not,
though?
you can't skimp on it. You have to be able to like easily remember how to do shit. Like these things where it's like, oh, press XYZ different buttons for different things, or here's this button that you'll need to use never, but it's really easy to accidentally hit. And you have to be able to find shit in your menu. But all that being said, additionally, like, you have to find a balanced difficulty curve. The music should not be skimped on. Like, there are so many components that go in. Video games are not one art form. They are. They
Oh, no,
should
of course
be
not.
The combination of mastery of a lot of different art forms. It's more like an exhibit that you don't see the separation between each art piece. Like, genuinely. And the problem is people just treat video games as one thing. They're either like, we want to tell a great story, but we're gonna send graphics to shit and character designs will be boring and unmemorable. Or it'll be like, oh, we're gonna make this game look really fucking good, but it's basically just watching a movie. It's not actually a game. You're not playing, you're being guided, you know?
I mean, I
It's
agree with that,
deceptive.
but obviously it's like you're held back by the limitation. Like, if it's just like a single person, for example, like, do you know, what is it, Mirai Nikki, I think it's called? Do you know Mirai Nikki?
I know of it.
If I'm getting... No, that's Future Diary. It's another fucking... It's an old indie game about this girl, and she's wandering through, like, dreamscapes and everything, and it's top-down. It was made by
it
one
Lisa?
person or something.
It sounds like Lisa.
I fucking... Wait, Lisa the Painful? I fucking love Lisa the Painful.
Anyway, I'm not sure, but, yeah, but my point is, like, my problem with games like Elden Ring is, I guess with the Souls franchise, rather, because I haven't played Elden Ring, but my problem with it is, like, it's so fucking difficult that it can only be enjoyed by a certain type of person, and in my mind, it's like, that's fucking silly. It's the same snobbery we see in, like, academia, where people will exclude folks that didn't fucking go to college from the conversation just with language being a barrier to entry. I don't see it any different with video game difficulty. It's like, this is for a very particular person. That person probably isn't me, and I will not enjoy it even a little bit if it's so difficult that I can't play
I would
it,
actually...
you know?
Okay, here's the thing. Elden Ring is difficult in the way that bosses are a challenge, but it is also the most accessible Souls game in the entire franchise. There's
If it's
fast
accessible,
travel.
I can give it a try, because I think that's the perfect word for what I'm describing, yeah.
I mean, like, obviously we have different, like, I would say we have, I mean, I like all kinds of games, but I do really like a challenge. Like, I beat Sekiro. Ivan, do you remember streaming Sekiro with Freddy, who couldn't even, like, beat it, or beat the first level?
Yeah, like, you know me, I can't ever, like, get, like, no, sorry, it wasn't me, it was Cody. Cody was there, remember Cody?
Remember Cody?
Yeah, of course I
Yeah,
remember Cody.
just remember Cody. Just in general, remember Cody.
Every
no,
day.
Cody never
Every
gets
day.
mad or ever raises his voice.
I
and this is
know!
the closest
Unlike
I've ever
me.
heard Cody to ever raising his voice and getting frustrated with somebody. Was during that
I need
fucking
to-
stream. Because he's like he's getting frustrated with Freddy, like trying to fucking control this fucking game. It was with that and fucking and then fucking Mario Sunshine remaster.
Oh my god.
That was
You-
with Ivan
wait.
Man. Ivan Man was another one there where like he gets passionate but like ever like legitimately angry. You never hear that. It's so
God.
funny. Watching Fred, like for me, watching Freddy is just fucking hilarious. But it really like pisses people off, and it's so fucking funny.
Why does it piss people off?
Because he just does not do it right.
I love that. That's my favorite person to watch game.
But in my I argue that Freddy's the only person on this planet playing video games right.
Yes!
He's the only one that's actually playing a video
He's
game.
exploring. He's enjoying himself. He doesn't give a shit.
Even if he doesn't fucking have the controls right.
Yeah.
I love
The
it.
game I was thinking about, by the way, it's a cult classic game called Yume Nikki, and it is basically like an
does sound
artsy
familiar,
indie
yeah.
game. Yeah. It's like an old RPG Maker game. It's like one of the most famous
Oh, God bless
in the
RPG
fucking
Maker,
world.
dude. That was,
RPG
like,
Maker's fucking great.
I tried making an RPG Maker game when I was in 6th grade with my little brother, and we, of course, lost interest because we were, like,
fucking
11
hard.
and 9, respectively. No.
And it's fucking hard to make games.
Yeah. But we started on one, and it was a lot of fun, and, like, honestly, those games, I wish I could remember more of their titles, because, like, that was also very, that kind of shaped my childhood, too. I'm like, these great games that people just made because they felt like it, you know?
Right. That's why I love Lisa the Painful. Lisa the Painful is another example of a game made in RPG Maker, and it is one of the greatest RPG experiences I've ever fucking had.
I'll have to go back and play it.
No grind, great
Yes.
story. It's got that grittiness and pulp that I really fucking enjoy. It's like
Dude,
proper
RPG
gory and
Maker
everything.
Gave us such, again, like video games that were art that someone put all their passion into, like fucking Ao Oni. That shit was crazy.
Yeah, I know Ao Oni.
That
Blue-
shit was
Blue
off
Oni.
The fucking
They made,
chain.
like, an
That
anime
was
of
some
it.
That was some of the most creative horror you would have ever seen. Like so many horror video games these days are pixelated. Like they're in that 8-bit fashion, and they are more horrifying than like 70% of horror games I've played. And I started playing horror games with the PS2 gen, which is like, I feel like that was
Oh yeah,
a
that's
video
it.
game
Silent Hill 2 and everything.
Oh, Silent Hill, Fatal Frame, fucking
I never
what's
played
that
Fatal
one?
Frame.
I played a lot of shit. I'm trying to remember. There's one that takes place in like this shrine. Not Ju-on, that's the movie. That's the grudge.
Is it? Wait. Are you like a Japanese?
Kuon.
That's a
what it's
super.
called.
That is a super rare game.
I know. I bought it for my ex-husband for his birthday one year, and we played the shit out of it.
No, if that is the
and I was
game
like,
I'm
this is
thinking of, Steena,
expensive,
that
but
game is like
technically
that
it's
game is worth so much fucking
No,
money.
I know.
hope
You know what I
still
have? You know what I don't have that, but you know what I do have that I got for like $80 online, and I could sell for a fortune now?
You have Rule of Rose.
I have Rule of Rose, motherfucker.
You have fucking Rule of
I have
Rose.
fucking Rule of Rose, and part of
I
me
will
just doesn't
fly-
want to
I will
sell it
fly-
because it's an
I will
invisible
fly down-
$2,000 in my house.
I will fly
insane.
down to America with my. Oh wait, my PS2 wouldn't work
Joanne
because it's an
talked me
American
into
game.
buying it. She's like, we saw this game when it came out, and we wanted it so bad, but could not find it anywhere.
Steena, you should stream that with Ivan.
I know, but I don't know how to
You should-
stream
you
from
two
a
should
PS2.
stream.
I guess we could emulate it. But yeah,
could
like,
emulate
it was
if you had a
so
decent
fucking
enough
insane.
computer, yeah.
Joanne and I never finished it after I got it, but we started playing it. It's got a really frustrating combat system. But the story
janky
is
as
fucking
fuck.
incredible. Oh,
Yeah.
the PS2
Oh, I-
horror gen. Rest in peace. My God.
Steena, sometimes I will sit there and I will think to myself, Steena owns a copy of Rule of Rose.
I absolutely, yes.
I look up at the moon at night, Steena, and I think of you, and I'm like, Steena holding a copy of Rule of Rose.
Me just staring at it in the middle of the night. Oh my God, yeah.
All right.
That's what I go downstairs to do when I can't sleep.
All right, listeners, are you enjoying your rare, your like biannual and more on this podcast?
Fun.
We do need to move
Ste-
on to the
Yeah.
manga.
I'm gonna say,
no worries, no
usually,
worries.
Steena, me, like, as you know, because you're already here and everything, me and Ivan usually just jump manga to manga and, like, talk
Yep.
about other things. This feels more like just a conversation.
Exactly, as it should. But the
Just-
problem is that this is a catch-up week, and we can't
Yes,
do a catch-up
yes.
upon
I
a
know.
catch-up week.
Yeah, it's
Okay,
true.
what do we start up? What do we start with?
Let's start with Chainsaw Man, which got really good again.
Yeah.
Okay.
Starting with chapter 111.
Speaking of, Chainsaw Man is back to what is it? Fortnightly, I suppose, at least for this
Fortnightly?
week.
Yeah.
Fortnightly,
Told
it
ya,
seems.
and for good and good, because it's better that way.
Yeah. So last time on Chainsaw Man, Denji finally confronted Yoru, disengaged because of the guy whose name I really can't remember.
Octopus Man,
and we,
I know. Send something.
Yeah, and Asa opened the door, talking to Yuko, who has seemingly made a full transformation into a fiend, it seems. That's what I want to call them, because they're not a devil. They're not a devil, but I would say they're a fiend at this point, right?
That seems
I
accurate.
think so, yeah. Because she made a contract with the devil.
Yeah, so, and Yuko is very embarrassed about everything and admits to Asa that...
clarity.
Yeah, that post get what you want clarity where it's like, yeah, I killed all the bullies, I destroyed school. And she's like, I can't look at you because I want to eat you, and I'm gonna piss off and just maybe find a way to fix myself. I don't know. I'm sort of in a bind. Yeah, callback to when they first met.
Great.
Fucked me
It was-
up.
There's
Amazing.
Fujimoto operating on his own one-shot philosophy.
Yes.
He brings his themes back. That's why he's the master.
Nothing,
it was all-
nothing he does ends without a little bit of sweetness, and I love that. Like,
Yeah,
And
there's something-
this is miserable and tragic.
There's
but
nothing sweeter than faux Chainsaw Man killing Yuko at the end. So sweet.
Yeah. Well, you know what I mean. Like, there's sweetness. It's bittersweet. Like, you have this really sweet, wonderful moment that is so precious and soft, and then you get launched into this, and that's just par for the course with Chainsaw Man.
But just Fujimoto. He's like, all right, had your sweet moment. Now,
Yep.
boom. There's a
He's
second
doing the
Chainsaw
aftercare
Man.
beforehand is what he's doing.
Or hilariously, as our fans in the Joyride Discord server are calling him, Weed Whacker Man.
Weed
Yep.
Whacker Man.
And I like that.
Amazing.
Yeah, I have seen a lot of people talk about this potentially being a new version of Chainsaw Man made up by the people who fear him, like
Dude,
Asa,
that's a
for
good-
example.
That actually makes perfect sense.
There's a Chainsaw Devil, and then there's a Chainsaw Man Devil.
Yes, exactly. I believe that. That
I
actually
love
sounds
it.
fucking awesome.
Yes! I
Yeah, it
love
makes
this.
sense.
I love this stupid shit. I love this stupid shit.
It's what people get
would.
for accusing
He
him
really
of
would.
eating cats and shit.
Eating
He
people.
would never.
Also,
Oh my God.
I am just fucking salivating at the mouth. I want to know what Denji's home life is like. Man has dogs, and that is clearly new fucking... I can't remember her name. I literally reread...
Ayuka something. I don't know.
Yeah, I literally reread the end of Chainsaw Man the other week, and I still can't remember her name, but new Makima, essentially.
Yes. Like he's teasing it.
New
He's like,
control
he's
devil.
Like, yeah, he's like Fujimoto's like, she's there. Calm down. It took me. I was teasing with you guys how long I was gonna to bring Denji in. This is gonna take some time. She'll be relevant soon. But right now, she's just there, sitting there. Leave her be.
Dude, I guarantee, Asa's gonna become the adopted mom. No, not adopted mom, stepmom. It's gonna be her stepmom.
The mom that stepped up.
Yeah.
Mom that stepped up.
Because that's what he's talking about next. So let's go to chapter 112 now.
No.
And they
Can I
finally
just say,
reveal-
Ivan?
so-
No, before we move on, I want to say something. So, one of my favorite fucking shows ever recently got a new season. Last Man. I've told you about it, Ivan. I would beg you to watch it because this is going in a direction that is reminding me very much of a bit in that where the upcoming pop celebrity and the main character boxer are like going to the mall and like having a fun time with this like little girl who's like dad's died and everything, and they're gonna go to a mall. They go to a mall, it gets attacked by like muggers, terrorists, whatever, and they like kill them between them. That's the shit that I'm hoping for is going to happen. Taking the little girl to the mall to like buy dresses or something and do whatever, and then it's gonna be like, oh no, terrorists have attacked. Fucking War Devil and Chainsaw Man split up and take down an entire unit of terrorists or something to like make sure she has a great day. That's the shit I'm hoping for
I'm just
coming up
shook
in the
by
future.
Asa right now in this chapter, man. Like, she's fucking brilliant. This bitch is brilliant. This bitch cannot be stopped. I love her.
She's been the best part about part two. Like when they're actually
The only
when
person
things
with
are
a
actually
single
happening.
brain cell dedicated to emotional intelligence in this entire series.
But these past two chapters have proven again why I did not like the middle, like this arc. The school attacker was a big disappointment.
Oh yeah, it was huge.
Mindless. Like
was-
they had some funny bits, but otherwise it's more interesting when you see just like all the actual relationships playing off of each other.
Yeah.
The fact that now Asa is like, all right, well Yoriko's like, because Asa has definitely demonstrated some control over the situation, and Yoriko's going, all right, here's our compromise. We need to find someone that you feel, this is chapter 112 now, you find someone that you feel guilty killing, but someone who definitely doesn't contribute anything to society. And they all point to Denji.
I like that.
And that's fucking hilarious. Deku, hey Deku fans, this is how much fun you could be having with your protagonist if you didn't assign him a messiah complex.
Oh my god.
Imagine when you could just let your fucking protagonist be
I
pieces
still
of
don't think
trash.
Deku has a messiah complex.
No, he doesn't.
It is simply.
He doesn't. The fans do.
The fans have assigned it to him. That he must be perfect. That he must save everyone.
He's
that he must be on the camera at all fucking
I wouldn't even
times.
say. I think that's down to the author. That's the only thing. As you know, I will
People
fucking
were
sit here
saying
and
the opening episodes of season 6 right now were dead episodes because Deku wasn't in them. Shut
What
the
the
fuck up.
No,
This
what
whole
the
show
fuck?
is now bigger than him, I feel like, you know?
It was always bigger than him, but to the fans, it's not. To Horikoshi's editors,
Because he was the main voice of the first, like, arc, and so now everyone's like, he must be the perfect
to Horikoshi's
one, the
editors,
chosen
definitely
one.
not. But however, this has been an interesting thing. So I've been charting when the editors switched on My Hero Academia. We'll talk about this. The chapters got better as soon as the editors changed. I swear to fucking God. He's got a great editor now. Who's like, yeah, you know what? Deku doesn't have to be on camera all the fucking time. Yeah, Shoji should have a fucking arc. I know your previous editor wouldn't let you do it and we completely fucked it up. But let's course correct as much as possible right now. Because all these chapters of My Hero, since the editor change, have been fucking fan-fucking-tastic. But let's go back.
Let's decrease the demand for Deku impressions.
But let's go back to Chainsaw Man. Poor everyone in the chapter, all the discourse right now is like, Denji, no! My man can't catch a break. And it's so fucking funny how Denji keeps falling in love with the wrong people because he's so fucking desperate.
He's falling
It's
in
great.
infatuation with people. He doesn't know these bitches.
Okay,
Yeah.
how do you guys feel
But they're setting him up
about?
to die, and they don't know that he's Chainsaw Man.
Okay, I'm gonna ask a question because obviously, like, okay, so I understand where it's coming from, but I feel like too many people online are trying to like almost yassify Denji and everything.
They're trying and they can't. He's so filthy. That's why it's great.
No,
so
it's like, no, that's what annoys me. It's like Denji, but they're like, no, Denji isn't just horny. He just wants to be loved. It's like, no, he
Enjoy
is
the
fucking
thing.
horny.
Enjoy the thing
it's
however
true.
you gotta
no,
enjoy it.
Here's
Just
the
the author.
It is true. Like it's about wants and needs. We've already had this discussion that Denji wants to touch tits, but what he needs is an actual, true human connection. And that's what
Fucking
it's about. It's
education.
more general. Like,
This
that's
is
why
what he's
Fushimoto
getting.
is so
I'm proud of
brilliant.
him.
He strikes broader strokes.
I am more proud of Denji for the fact that he is actually like sticking to school.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, he's trying. And
Like-
and that's
like-
the prog. We talked about we have a bad feeling that he's kind of like anytime he shows up, they're like pulling him down, like his progress is getting stunted. But we should definitely give him credit. He's trying to commit to schooling and a better life.
Well, and that's the thing is, like, that's a good halfway point for a character.
And
You
he's
talk
selling
about
cigarettes.
You talk about the midpoint of the story, and the thing is, like, it's a great place for him to be right now. His arc obviously isn't over because he still has to
Yeah.
fix his main problem, but we now see that he is developing as a character,
Yeah.
becoming more responsible. and
But again, why
capable of that.
Fushimoto is so brilliant? We're seeing how Denji's doing this in his own filthy Denji way.
Yes.
He's picking up litter off the streets just to sell it again. And that's so fucking in
It's great.
character. And it's so
Right?
great. He's a piece of shit, but we love him. He's a lovable piece of shit. We want to see better things
Well,
for
because
him.
if he can change, I mean, it's the typical, like, it's the attachment to the main character.
And we're
the thing
seeing
about
other-
Denji
yeah.
is, if he can change, maybe all the things we do that are super shitty can be different
and
as well.
and he's bumping into Asa now, who's also under a very shitty circumstance.
Yeah.
It's great.
It's wonderful. It's brilliant.
I still think Asa is going to be set up to fail, by the way,
I
or
ho-
die.
I
Oh, absolutely!
hope so.
Oh, absolutely!
I hope
Absolutely! She's
No,
she's
I mean,
a
like,
clumsy
okay.
bitch. She
She is a clumsy
fucks
bitch,
everything up.
but she
Denji's
stomped
a
on
piece
the
of shit,
chicken.
and Asa's clumsy as fuck.
She stomped on the
care.
chicken.
She's
That's
not
the
reliable.
thing.
Asa is not reliable, and that's why she's so fucking interesting.
Yes. I want my characters to be interesting, not good. I don't give a shit. if
I
they're good
think
people.
I still think the main thing is
Stories
going
are
to be
for
that
cowards. Characters are where it's at.
Yoru
Yes.
is going to drag Asa down into being a character that deserves to die, though.
I
think that's
fucking
what's
fine.
actually going to happen.
We have our comedy
That's
line
fine.
already. We can have a tragedy too. We have a
Yeah.
comedic hero and a tragic
Oh yeah,
hero.
don't
Fine
fucking.
by me.
No, fucking Chainsaw Man is absolutely a It is as funny as it's fucking tragic. It is a tragedy. It's a drama. It is a fucking comedy. It's action. Fujimoto is such a cinephile, man. He knows what he's fucking doing. And again,
I absolutely
his
love the
editors
final
can't
panels.
tell him fucking jack shit.
I don't think the whole thing is a tragedy. I feel like Denji is very much on the path to not being a tragic hero.
There will
But
be a happy
Asa
ending.
No, he just is.
There
The whole
will be a
first
happy
arc
ending.
is a
I just don't know
tragedy.
for who. I just don't
The
know for
entire-
who. I
Well,
think
the first
the
arc,
entire,
yeah.
the
Pochita will have a happy
entire
ending.
first arc of
The
the
heart.
series, he literally has lost everyone
honey.
by the end of it.
I understand that. I'm saying this whole story, when it ends, will not be a tragedy. It will not. It's not going to end that way.
It's tragic, it has tragic elements, but like this ain't fucking Oedipus Rex, motherfucker. All right.
Exactly. He's not going to be in hell
It's
at the end. Of
it's Chainsaw Man.
He's going to be worse for the wear, but he's going to be a better person.
The villain, the current overarching villain we're seeing is Chainsaw Man Devil. All right, let's not get too deep.
Yep,
Again,
yep.
this
True.
is a story of broad strokes, and the paintbrush is a fucking chainsaw, and the paint is blood. All right.
The silly shit
Relax.
is going to lead us where we need to go. For sure.
The question, okay, by the way, what do you guys think? Is the club president a red herring?
Yes,
Or
he's
do you think
absolutely
they're
a red
actually
herring.
dark- or
he's
are they
Weed
Dark
Whacker
Chainsaw
Man.
Man?
That's Weed Whacker Man.
Yes.
It's potentially, isn't it? Because it's like it could just be a separate fucking demon.
Yes.
Couldn't it?
It could be something
that's-
complete. It's a total fake out. It's a red herring, and we're ready for it. And guess what? Fujimoto's probably prepared for us to know this. Again, we said this in previous episodes. I don't like to predict Fujimoto.
No.
Is it possible he's faking it?
No.
I don't know.
Yeah, he could be.
I think he is.
But
honestly.
but again, I don't like to predict Fujimoto because you kind of disappoint yourself if you try to outmaneuver him.
No, I love that. I love
Hmm.
that because if I've come up with this theory every time, his is like 5 times more brilliant.
Yeah, exactly.
And it's so
I
much
prefer
fun. It's so much
I
fun.
prefer him surprising us.
It's more engaging because then I have 2 weeks to
Because
fucking
that's
think
where,
about this
so
shit
again,
and then
so
get
people
yeah.
trying to guess that devil that showed up at school, the quote unquote older sister. People are like, oh my god, it's death, it's famine. No, that's the Justice Devil. Or it might be that second chainsaw. It might be Chainsaw Man Devil.
Exactly, and how fun to think about for 2 weeks. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but
yeah.
again, like,
Which is also why I was fine with
but leave it
bi-weekly.
there. Don't dive too quickly into your fucking
I will dive as deep as I
Predictions.
like, and then I'll have so much fun being like, because that's the thing, as a storyteller, to tell yourself the story ahead of time is so exciting, and I think you learn so much more that way. Because then you see, you know, my story is perfectly serviceable and would have been a really interesting direction, and holy shit, I thought of that based on the pieces that were there. And he found another way to tell the story that is still so brilliant, but like, I love them both. And I think that it's just a great way to learn.
My Hero Academia, by the
yeah,
way?
My Hero Academia
Academia.
next. So 373. Not much happens. Basically, we just get the response to what just happened in the previous chapter. A brilliant chapter where Spinner just plows through a bunch of fucking doctors and nurses. And his whole movement gets completely undermined. And
Yeah.
so they all look, all the mutants go, well, not all of them, but a serviceable number of them go, they have their post-nut clarity. Again, that's just gonna be a thing. Where they just go and go, oh fuck, we've gone too far, dial the fuck back. And there's a brilliant moment with Rocklock where he goes, we tried to fight fire with fire. We tried to curb their aggression with more aggression, and suddenly they've stopped. They've gone peaceful. Again, he uses that scene again with the wide angle frame of the street outside the hospital, and we see that mob go to just this sudden, eerie, quiet standstill, where they are all just brought silence by Spinner going too far. And the pig mutant going, hey, this is not what I signed up for. We weren't here to hurt other people. We got Shouty, we got Riley. We gotta fucking stop this shit. And they stop. Except for the ringleader who's like, don't stop thinking, which is, again, it's My Hero Academia, it's Shonen Jump.
Yeah.
They just commanded the audience.
This is civil rights movements for babies, so it's gonna be that way.
Stop thinking.
It was a really lazy, it's not a lazy line, it's just very,
No, it's a lazy line. I'ma say it. I don't have any attachment to this series
Yeah.
emotionally. That's a fucking lazy line.
it's lazy, it's head over the hammer,
Fuck
heavy-handed.
that. It's the same problem I had with Amsterdam. Stop telling me what
mean,
to do. Stop
Yeah,
telling me how to
Amsterdam.
feel.
but
Oh.
again, but it's still
movie sucked.
overall pretty brilliant, and it leads to finally seeing Shirakumo being useful. Let's now go into this week's chapter 370.
The spider
4.
screaming, no, I was promised a $3 million mansion. Buy all for one. But yeah.
But yeah, so Kurogiri comes alive, and who is the one to reach them? it's Kurogiri, not Shirakumo. Black
I'm
Mist is
actually
here,
glad. I'm glad.
and he teleports
I'm happy.
everyone for the big fucking finale.
I am genuinely happy that the power of friendship does not overpower fucking.
It's the fake out for now. We'll still see
years.
it. I'm just happy that Black Mist was useful in the end.
I genuinely do not want the power of friendship to outdo years and years of psychological torment and engineering done unto a young boy over years and everything.
He's not even a young boy. He's a corpse. That is a puppeted corpse.
Yeah. Also, shout out to the fucking hottie who just for some reason is like, fuck you all for one.
Yeah, the weatherman. So American. So American. I mean, like, Horikoshi just gets it. I'm so happy he did this. Where he's like, yeah, our president's bowing to all for one, and our government's bowing to all for one, and we have a bunch of apologists in the United States, but fuck you. Fuck this. Here's the weather. Middle fingers up.
No, I was
Great.
genuinely confused
So
as well
American.
when she was like, it's the bit where she goes, if the flap of a butterfly's wing in Brazil can set off a tornado in Texas, did the birth of the lumen? And everyone's like looking at
Yeah,
her
everyone's
like,
she's
she's
being
fucking
so
crazy.
performative. It's so American. It's exactly how we would do it. Love
Also,
it.
Darby looks like a fucking Fire Force villain now.
Dobby looks like a thing now. Dobby looks like an illegal fucking thing right now. Unidentified illegal fucking thing in the sky.
He looks
Kurogiri
fucking
makes a
badass,
teleport,
though.
And
I
now
love it.
it's Dobby versus Endeavor. Let's fucking go!
Shigaraki is activating
Fuck you,
his-
Ida. We're not gonna have Ida. Nope. It's just we're
Aw.
skipping that step. No, I think
Shigaraki?
Ida. No, I still have hope for Ida.
Yeah, I do too, but Shigaraki is activating his inflation fetish quirk, it seems, and Deku is
Well, no, don't talk
naturally
about Dobby.
perplexed.
Dobby's flying right now. Dobby's doing shit he's never done before because he's so fucking pissed.
Beyond
he's
his
such an
limit.
ass. No, he's not. He's pissed. He's such an asshole. But Endeavor does things because he's so fucking pissed. No, sorry. Endeavor pushes his limits because he's so self-loathing. That's what we decided. That Endeavor hates himself so fucking much that he gets new powers. Dobby is such an asshole. Everyone hates Dobby so fucking much in this series that he's getting new powers by the minute.
Here's
I
the
love
thing,
it.
I'm
I
happy.
love it.
I'm happy for Darby as well. This is his plus
I don't
ultra
wanna
scene
explain this shit
all
anymore.
the villains got
This
their fucking
shit is
plus.
unsalvageable.
No, all the villains got their fucking like plus ultra moment in the My Villain Academia arc, and this is like Darby's fucking plus ultra moment. And we
Yes.
said it before, it's because Darby was
That's it.
always
That's the only
probably.
explanation you need is he's going plus ultra. Moving on.
Darby was always the.
I don't
just
care
was
about
like,
his
Darby,
awakened devil fruit.
I fucking love Darby. Darby was always the MVP as the
Oh, he's
fucking
my favorite too. No,
villain
he's my
squad.
favorite. He's my
Say,
favorite.
You guys are in
We
love with this
we
man.
we are Dobby stans.
We are.
This
I've
every
always
week,
liked
and
Dobby.
That comes up every week.
And that's why, stop explaining. I don't want his backstory, but they try to give his backstory. To this day, that continues to be fucking pointless. It has nothing to do
It
with
takes
Dobby.
away from overall like the character. I feel like, you know.
I don't want All For One's involvement in Dobby's story. It's meaningless.
No.
Even to this point, it is still meaningless. Dobby is just a fucking asshole. He's a
He is.
force of nature.
It's the best.
He's the Joker, baby. Just let him do it, man.
Also, shout out to my boy Monoma just being like, no, fuck all this. I'm going to be the reason why we win this war.
yeah, I like
It's
how
gonna be-
Mono
it's
took a
gonna-
moment. He's like, hey guys, remember me? I'm the reason we're gonna win. They're
Yeah,
gonna put
I know.
my face
Straight
on
up,
the
Monoma is
I am running
Monoma.
for president of the United States after this.
Oh my god.
Like that bitch from fucking from Shin Gojira. I love Shin Gojira so much.
Let's talk about fucking One Piece. Should I just blast through it?
Wait a second. I gotta see if there's any other things to talk about this chapter. They're doing kind of a check-in with everyone, except for Ochako, because
Pretty
girls
much.
are gross.
We haven't fucking seen Ochako for ages. In
Okay,
fact,
we're
the
all
way
gay,
they talk
we're
about
all
it.
gay, men.
Dude, the way they
okay.
fucking
Boys,
talk, sorry, it
boys,
pisses me
boys.
off. I need to say this. It fucking pisses me off because the way they're talking about it, Ochako's whole fucking confrontation with what's her fucking name, Blood Girl, whose name I forget on and off.
Toga.
It seems to be over.
Toga.
Are we gonna get a flashback? What's going on?
It's gonna be.
What
It's gonna
happened?
be in a fucking vignette. Oh, I hope so.
It's gonna be a
I
fucking
don't want the
flashback or
girls.
something.
I hate girls. I just
Well,
the girls.
but what about
Boobs
Ochako and
vaginas? Fucking
Froppy?
Scary.
they're
I just want the
fucking
boys
dead.
to do things. Where's
Oh my
Deku?
fucking god.
I'm fucking like I'm so pissed off that
There's
we're
so many
potentially
boys.
not
So
actually going to see anything.
So Toga's completely fighting a complete side fight, but she's already summoned twice his power through the
Yeah.
teleporter.
Off screen, evidently.
Off
Which
screen
pisses
because
me off.
we have to be so reductive with just no female involvement whatsoever. Let's just get right to twice his Corey coming back, and Hawks, the final panel. That's so gay! Kill them! And yeah, like, just, this is a clusterfuck right now, and I'm for it. Let's go.
One Piece?
Horikoshi said a couple weeks ago that he had planned to end the series in December, and now he's like, you know what, bitch, I just might.
It genuinely
because
does seem that way.
this week's chapter 374, everything has just been compressed into one fucking arena right now. There's still a fucking corn maze villain that Ayama's
Wait, actually, I would have believed you if he wasn't going on break next week.
He can still end it. He can end it on Christmas. Let's fucking
It would
go.
be so fucking
We
bad if he
did
ended
My
it.
Hero in 3 chapters.
I mean, he just wants done with this now. He is so fucking, like, over it.
He's over it. You can tell he's over it, and the art is still good, though. Like, the man's not giving up.
It's still fucking amazing.
He's not giving up. It's just, he's not quit. It's a very powerful form of quitting, where he's going very hard right now.
Let's talk about One Piece.
He's falling with
1,000...
style.
1,066. Okay,
We
the
already
front
did
cover
that. It's 1,067.
I don't think we did.
No, we
Did skip
covered
the chapter?
Vegapunk. His reveal.
Did we? Oh wait, yes, that's right. Because I was complaining about Jaguar D Soul being alive.
Yes,
You're
we already
absolutely
did
right,
that.
bud. Okay,
So we're at
on the cover page,
1067.
we have Punk Records. We finally get some information on exactly how everything is working, and I feel like I may have brought something up about cloud networking at some point when we were talking about the series. The other week or something.
Vegapunk wants to create the internet.
Vegapunk has created a cloud network for himself and all of his clones, which we have now seen. I believe we have now seen all of his clones at this point, 1 to 6. And he cut off his head and stored his brain in the top of Egghead Island, naming it Punk Records, where he uses the apple on his head, which acts as an antennae, to connect to it. So every day, as all of his clones are gathering the data in their individual fields,
He's like projecting his memories and shit into these clones.
Yes, exactly. And the chapter essentially comes to Bonnie wanting to kill Vegapunk for the part that he had in turning her father, Bartholomew Kuma? Yeah, yep. Bartholomew Kuma, the tyrant Kuma, into a robot. But, and we also get a little bit of a look at how much of a perfectionist that Vegapunk is, where he talks about things like Momonosuke's dragon fruit, which is a copy
pink.
of
It's
Kaido's.
Pink and girly, no!
Yeah. Exactly, and he's like, the color, it's pink, and he goes, fuck! And he, like, literally slams his head into the ground, like, really fucking hard. Bonnie tries to kill him with a freaking lightsaber, which attracts bugs.
This is so old piece right now.
I fucking love this, actually.
Yeah,
I am digging this so goddamn hard. And, basically, Vegapunk says, can you take me away from Egghead? Vegapunk for Nakama, number 10? No,
yeah,
probably
let's go.
Not. He's gonna be
11,
a guest.
Alright, Caribou's number 10.
I fucking love this idea already of Vegapunk joining them, actually, because I'm already a little bit smitten with him, to be honest. I like Vegapunk already. Die. He is goofy as fuck. I wouldn't be surprised if he's gonna die.
Cypherpole's coming for his ass, and so is Kuma, apparently.
Right? Also, we cannot
like trying to break
fact.
off of fucking Ivantov's island.
That is right. Kuma has activated something, has awakened Kuma. He is no longer like acting as lethargic or docile as he was because before the Tenryubuto dragons, whatever, were just beating the shit out of him, doing whatever the fuck they wanted to him, treating him like absolute garbage because he was the unbreakable slave. Really. But now, something has him stirring and he is just gunning it. He is all fucked up. He's like had a rush patch job done to him. He's got bits coming out of him, but something has got him running. I imagine he's gonna go to Bonnie, and I have some thoughts. I imagine we might have some rematches with characters. I'm not sure, because I've been really looking forward to CP0 coming back, even though I know I keep on saying, like, how the fuck is Rob Lucci gonna do anything to Gear 5?
I'm tired of this.
He's just fought
You're saying that Rob Lucci then didn't train during the 2 years either?
I'm not saying that.
Why do people keep saying that?
It is just the fact
they
that
can
he is like
train
a
too,
leopard
like
man.
everyone
I know
else.
they can train, but I'm just like, what the fuck is the leopard man? Like, I'm just saying, compared to things like, I don't know, Doflamingo. Doflamingo was actually like one of the biggest fights in One Piece, I think. I know that was like fucking 7 years ago. Fuck. I hate how long this takes. I know he's gonna do some cool shit. I just can't help but be like, how the fuck is this gonna go? Because I've been sat here thinking Luffy's gonna fight the Seraphim. No, now I think Kuma's gonna fight the Seraphim and have a fucking mirror match in front of his daughter and everything, and be like, Bonnie, I fucking love you and everything. I've always loved you, and I did it for you. Something along those lines, probably gonna happen. But I am still, nonetheless, super looking forward to what's gonna happen. I am genuinely sad we did not get a chapter this week, but whatever. Oda needs his breakies.
We needed
I'm
it, man,
cool
because we're
with
doing
it.
a catch-up, and so, yeah, I was going to say, this is the time to wrap up.
Exactly.
We
That's
needed
all
a
I
shorter
got.
week on the manga front, because we had too much to talk about.
I am still, also, I've heard some theories that one of the Vegapunks, probably Lilith, the evil one, is going to betray Vegapunk, betray the island, and maybe join up with the government or something,
Sick.
potentially.
Love it.
Yeah. I like that theory a little bit, but, you know, we'll see what happens. One Piece is good at subverting expectation and everything. Let's fucking
definitely.
go.
Yep, so we're all in on this. Like I said, great chapters this week, great games to play. It's a good episode, everyone.
Fuck
Well
yeah,
done,
I enjoyed
everybody.
this one. Talked
Yeah.
about Pokemon and everything. What is with the fucking cheese string Pokemon? Last
what?
question. The
Cheese
cheese
string?
string. He looks like a fucking cheese string.
I have no
He's just tubes. He's just gold tubes. Looks like cheese.
Oh, Gold Dango. He's stacks of coins.
I don't
haven't
fucking
seen him
believe
yet,
that.
but I
He
assume
looks
I will
like a
tonight.
cheese string.
Well, I guess that's why they call it pounds in the UK, because it's pounds of cheese.
That makes perfect
You
sense.
measure your worth based on how your dairy
How many?
income.
How much
This is
dairy
great.
we
Your
can
dairy
afford.
wealth.
I am on board for this.
So I get that why that would be the same, but for the US it's gold coins.
yeah.
But he does not look like gold coins.
Because we're civilized.
I'm gonna type in his name.
That is
Gold. I
not
bet there's an
string
H in there.
cheese.
I haven't seen him yet.
You
but-
are out of line, sir.
Holy shit.
You are out of
He's- I-
line.
Very passionate.
Goldango. Yeah, he looks like string cheese. I don't believe that he's fucking
Okay,
stacks of coins.
Hang on.
Okay, while you guys look this up, we're getting the hell out of here. Because, I mean, if there's something off the line, it's the freaking train right now.
Hold up.
It's at the end of the line.
I gotta
this
settle this
train.
argument real quick. Oh yeah.
He
that's
has a
fucking stupid,
surfboard
and
for
that's
some
Frigo
reason. I
Cheesehead, man.
fucking hate him.
Val's correct in this case.
Well, on that image, I'm talking about the in-game model.
Oh, I see. Okay.
Oh yeah,
never
no,
mind,
I'm
I'll
looking
wait.
at the in-game model right now. It looks more like gold, but I still think it looks like a fucking cheese string advert or an Olympic.
Well, when it's gold,
It
yeah,
looks
but
like
it's still, yeah. It looks like
Yeah.
a statue of the Frigo Cheesehead man. But anyway.
Okay,
yes,
friendship wins at the end. We all compromised.
That's true.
I love
yes.
you guys. Bye.
We love you. Farewell.
Yes, cheese should be a currency. Goodbye.
Mind the gap as you exit our podcast safely. Rebuild of Joycast is hosted by Ivan LeRoy and Valentine Stokes. LeRoy's written and directed works can be found on the Joyride Entertainment YouTube channel and the soon-to-be-released original web manga, Paramedic. Val's dulcet tones can be heard in many of your favorite anime and web series, such as Ruby, Death Battle, Tribe 9, Lackadaisy Cats, and more. This episode was edited by Steena Carey, with YouTube version edited by Cody Rock. Music provided by Lo-Fi Geek. Intro and outro narration by Steena Carey. Outro music composed by Michael Pejovich. Logo and visuals designed by Ivan LeRoy. Rebuild of Joycast is produced by Joyride Entertainment and Rock Voice Productions LLC, and made possible thanks to Patreon donations from generous listeners like you. This month's highest tiered Patreon producers are Austin, Mr. Host, Gooner Bear, Mary Bowtie, and Hope D. Cruz. If you would like your name shouted out at the end of each podcast, an invite to our private Discord to interact with fans, cast and crew, or early access to all of our content, be sure to check out Joyride Entertainment's Patreon. Links provided in the description. Thank you for keeping Joyride's engine burning.